I have the distinct honor of introducing tonight's Master of Ceremony, the Assistant Director of Fine Arts from the Anchorage School District, Mr. Nathan Coronado.
Good evening and welcome to the 2025 All-State Music Festival concert featuring the All-State Band, All-State Orchestra, All-State Treble Choir, and the All-State Mixed Choir. Beginning with 814 individual auditions from 37 different high schools throughout the state of Alaska, the 343 students you will see and hear this evening represent the finest of Alaska's young musicians. These accomplished young musicians, taught by our dedicated and passionate school music directors, have gathered for 3 days of intense rehearsals with 4 outstanding professional conductors to provide this evening's concert for you. No activity, and especially no Alaska State high school activity, can function without the support of people and organizations. The Alaska School Activities Association, ASAA, would like to thank the following. First National Bank of Alaska. ASAA is extremely grateful for all the generous support from their title sponsor, First National Bank Alaska. For the past 37 years, First National Bank of Alaska has proudly supported high school championship events, of which the 2025 All-State Music Festival is a part of. Special thanks will also go out to the following people. Barb Carroll, ASAA Music Coordinator. Anchorage School District for hosting this festival. Catherine West, ASD Administrative Assistant for Fine Arts. Philip Walters, ASD Music Festival Logistics Coordinator. Todd Barton, All-State Building Coordinator and Director at Betty Davis East Anchorage High School. ASD Auditorium Technicians, Aaron Thompson, Damian Salvo, and Sam Schwartz. Serving as ushers for tonight's concert from the Performing Arts Center, Ushering with the Arts personnel. Please help me in thanking all these wonderful people for helping make this concert happen. We will begin tonight's concert with the All-State Band, consisting of 89 students selected from 254 band auditions, originally submitted across 19 schools. If you're a band director of a student on stage, please stand and be recognized for your incredible efforts on the student's behalf. For the past 2 days, we've had 2 outstanding ASD directors coordinating this ensemble. We'd like to recognize the All-State Band Coordinator, Christopher Lupkin from Robert Service High School, and Percussion Coordinator, John Van Omeren from Windler Middle School. Please give them both a big round of applause. And now we're going to announce our Band First Chair Awards. The first chair medallions were determined by live chair auditions at the festival and were presented during the dress rehearsal earlier today. Will the band members please stand and face towards the audience as I announce your name? I would ask the audience to hold your applause until all of the reward recipients are announced. On piccolo, Ayla Rogers from Lathrop High School. Flute, Elizabeth Kim, Lathrop High School. On oboe, Christopher Park, Lathrop High School. On bassoon, Clarice Stewart from West Valley High School. On clarinet, Jacqueline DeRoche from Diamond High School. On bass clarinet, Dylan Taylor Lammers from Lathrop High School. Alto sax, Riley Riza from South Anchorage High School. On tenor sax, Braden Bolito from Diamond High School. Barry sax, Evan Cole from Diamond High School. On trumpet, Justin Haines from Sitka High School. On French horn, Thomas Brawley, Lathrop High School. On trombone, Michael Wallace from West Valley High School. On bass trombone, Mikey Patterson from Juneau Douglas High School. On euphonium, Cameron Bangu from Chugiak High School. On tuba, Christina Kager, South Anchorage High School. In percussion, Ames Kincaid from Homer High School. And last but certainly not least, our string bass, Justin Jones from Colony High School. Please give them a huge round of applause. For this performance tonight, please refer to your program for the musical selections performed. As a note, please look at your program. The program should be in reverse order from how it's listed. We're now going to take a moment and give the band a moment just to warm up, put some warm air, and do some tuning. Thank you. 25 All-State Band from Sonoma State University, please join me in welcoming Dr. Andy Collinsworth to the stage.
There we go. Can you all hear me? What a treat to work with these students. Riley, I should have had you stand up first. Would you stand up again? There's alto saxophones. Because, of course, Kevin Day's Shimmering Sunshine. I said it right. I've been calling it Shimmering Sunshine or Simmering Sunshine. So, anyway, Shimmering Sunshine. Great way to open the concert. Our next selection is from John Mackey, and this is called This Cool Movement. This is an adaptation of the second movement to his now first symphony. He just completed his second one earlier this week, called Wine Dark Sea, and it's based on Homer's Odyssey. The entire symphony through music tells the story of Odysseus going on a voyage, and he was kind of full of himself, and Zeus created a storm that shipwrecked his entire fleet, killing all of the people under his service except for Odysseus. In the second movement, which we're about to perform, Odysseus washes up to shore the Isle of Calypso. Calypso is a immortal nymph who is locked to that island. She cannot leave. So if you wouldn't mind if I could just read this, because the story connects very beautifully with the music. So the second movement represents the song of the beautiful nymph Calypso, who finds Odysseus near death, washed up on the shore, on the island where she lives all alone. She nurses him back to health and sings as she moves back and forth with a golden shuttle at her loom. Odysseus spends 7 years on the isle. They fall in love. Calypso weaves a tapestry that becomes a record of their love. Longing for home, Odysseus tells Calypso one day, after 7 years, mind you, he wants to leave her and return to his wife and son. He scoffs at all that she has given him. Calypso is heartbroken. And yet, that night, Calypso again paces at her loom. She unravels the tapestry and weaves it into a sail for Odysseus. In the morning, she shows Odysseus a raft equipped with the sail that she has made and stocked with bread and wine, and calls up a gentle and steady breeze to carry him home. Shattered, she watches him go. He does not look back. This music, you will hear the wailing of Calypso in several instruments. You'll hear just this beautiful, romantic love scene that's created. You'll also hear at the end the musical image of the raft sailing off on a gentle breeze as the music just fades to nothing. It's a gorgeous movement. It's This Cool Movement based on the immortal thread, So Weak. That's the original title from John Mackey's second symphony. Please enjoy. very much. The next selection, Armenian Dances, it says part one probably in your program. This was a two-part composition. The first part was a sort of a fantasia, if you will. 5 different songs woven into a unified movement. The second part has 3 individual movements. We're just playing the first part for you. I told the students that this particular piece has special meaning for me because when I was their age and I was in the California All-State Band, I heard Harry Legion from the University of Illinois conduct this with the California All-State Band. I was in the second band. I heard the top group do this, and it's a piece that changed my life. So I'm really proud to be able to share this music with these students. Alfred Reed was one of the most prolific composers for the wind band. And this particular piece was written in 1972. It features 5 different tunes that are heard in succession. First is the apricot tree. This is very ornate, grand setting, a lot of flourish and embellishment that you'll hear. The second is a really beautiful lullaby called the Partridge's Song. The third movement is in an asymmetrical meter, and if you're a musician out there, it's 5/8, but it alternates 2 + 3, 3 + 2. Has kind of a swing. It's called Hoy Nazan In, Today My Nazan. So it's a young man singing to a young girl whose name is Nazan, and he's saying, "Today, Nazan, today, be mine." The fourth is majestic setting of folk tune Alyaz. It's a large mountain in Armenia. And then the fifth movement is very fast and furious. It's super fun. It's called Nya or Go Go. Please enjoy Alfred Reed's Armenian Dances. Thank you so very much. Aren't these kids great? play our last number, I just want to express my gratitude to a few folks. First of all, to all of the music educators here in the state of Alaska. This is not possible without the tremendous teaching and support that's being given to them in the school. I know this was said before, but could we have all of the music educators in the audience, whether you're high school or middle school or elementary school, would you please stand and let the students and I congratulate you and thank you for your service and dedication. Thank you to Chris Lubkin, Justin Somodarov, Robin Lanier, John, excuse me, I'm going to say this, Vanomenon, I think that's a Vanomenon. Sorry, John, got you back there. And to Barb Carroll for the invitation and all of the help. Robin Lanier, thank you so much also for everything you did in the organization of this particular event. What a great event this is. And this is my first, I'm an Alaska newbie from California, and this is beautiful. I promise I won't move here, okay? But what a gorgeous state you have here, and the people here in the town and here on the stage are just extraordinarily special. And I hope it's not my last time visiting this great state. Parents and families of these students on stage, thank you so much for your investment. I know this is it takes a lot to raise a musician, from the squeaks and squawks that you hear in 4th or 5th grade, to what you're hearing on stage. It's a remarkable transformation. It's a remarkable transformation we made in the last 2 days. If you could have heard the first rehearsal versus where they're at right now, I think you would agree that they have made tremendous progress. The students on stage, you folks are just amazing people, and I've told you a couple of times, and I'm going to tell in front of the public here, my deepest and sincere gratitude. I'm going to remember this event for a very, very long time, so thank you so much. Our last selection was written by John Phillips Sousa in 1901. It's the Invincible Eagle, and when Sousa composed it, he composed it for the 1901 Pan-Pacific Convention. The Sousa Band played all over the United States. I was telling the students in the 20th century, early 20th century, before recordings, the Sousa Band was the popular music of its day. They would draw 10, 20,000 people to their outdoor concerts. And we think, what, 10,000 people going to a concert band concert? But that was the thing back then. When Sousa composed this march, he wrote it on a train during his travels, and he was so proud of this march. He thought that this was going to be his most popular march. Mind you, he had just composed in 1896 the Stars and Stripes Forever, America's March. He thought that this march was better than the Stars and Stripes, and he thought this was the best march that he ever wrote. Of course, it's a very popular march, but it has never superseded the popularity of Stars and Stripes. It's a gorgeous march. Thank you so very much for the invitation and the hospitality here in Alaska, and enjoy the rest of the concert.